Jeff Greenspan, everyone. Give it up for Jeff.
Hi, sounds like you guys have been doing good. My name is Jeff. I'm a native New Yorker, but I spent a long time living in San Francisco. And San Francisco is a really good city to perfect your gaydar. If you're not familiar with what gaydar is, it's having the ability to just know when somebody's gay. And my gaydar was so bad, I didn't know I was gay till I was 34. So I was able to tweak it a bit in San Francisco. I don't want to go off on a rant, but I've seen at times straight male comedians come up onto stages like this and make the idea of being gay or doing something gay the punchline to their joke. And I don't think these guys have any idea how hard it is to be a gay guy in America today. Even with all the strides that we've made, it's still a tough life. Being gay in this country today means that every day, at any moment of the day, I can get a blowjob. And that's a very distracting way to go through life. Imagine trying to get anything done when you can get a blowjob instead. Me being with you here right now means right now I'm choosing to not have a blowjob, so give it up for my discipline. I got out of the house. I got out of the house. I was in a gay bar in San Francisco because that's where they put us. And somebody spiked my drink. I got the date rape drink. And then they didn't fuck me. Do you know how that shatters your confidence? When someone calls an audible on your rape, it's pretty crushing. I like to drive myself crazy by watching CNN, and a couple of months ago I was watching non-stop footage that someone filmed on their iPhone of congressmen being shot at while they play baseball by a rifleman in broad daylight. And I'm watching this iPhone footage on CNN, and I'm thinking to myself, what has happened to us as a country? If you see an active shooter, film that in landscape mode. Turn your phones horizontal. This is for broadcast. This is not Snapchat. I understand because of events like that we need to live in a world of heightened security, but it bums me out. I was in the airport recently, and the TSA agent stopped me because in my bag he found my apricot facial scrub. And the only thing more emasculating than traveling with apricot facial scrub is having another man take it away from you. I was like, I need that. He's like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. I'm like, what do you think I'm gonna do, exfoliate the plane to death? Let me have my scrub. Let me have my scrub. I think the reason we live in a world of such heightened fear is partially because of our current president. Even when he was campaigning, he tried to make us fear others. He wanted us to fear Mexicans. He told us that Mexicans were gonna take our jobs. Let me tell you something. Mexicans are not going to take your jobs. Robots are going to take your jobs. And once the robots have all the jobs, trust me, Mexican robots are going to take their jobs. Lazy Mexican robots sleeping on the factory floor. I try to stay positive in the world that we're in right now, and the way that I do that is I remind myself that now every building is a pre-war building, so that's good. You gotta take the good where you can get it. You've got to. Got to. Like I said, I'm a native New Yorker, and as one, I've experienced all 5 stages of grief. And if you don't know the stages, it's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. Or as I like to call the stages, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. No, it's true, Manhattan's denial. You come to this island thinking you're gonna get something like a bedroom with a door. Denial. And if you've seen the murder rate in the Bronx, you know that that's anger. And then there's the bargaining of Brooklyn. No, it's the city-ish. And then there's the depression of Queens, because no one's going to visit you in Queens. And then there's happiness and acceptance in Staten Island. You ever meet anyone from Staten Island? Happiest people you will ever meet. Not a hope or dream in the bucket. They've given up. They've accepted who they are in life. I'm jealous. I've spent most of my adult life in Manhattan, but I recently had to leave. And I left because of the noise. And it wasn't the sirens or the loud music. It was this one particular female voice that I heard coming out of many different women's mouths. And I want to share with you 3 of the things I overheard in the voice I overheard them in. Here's the first one. That Chipotle is a really good one. I overheard that same voice coming out of another woman's mouth. She was on a date with a man who asked her, "When's your birthday?" And she said in this voice, "I don't think I really have a birthday because I was a C-section. So I have a day that I was taken out, but I wouldn't call it a birthday." And I overheard that same voice coming out of another woman's mouth, not too far from here. Here's what I overheard. "I think that short, bald guy's listening to us." I want to leave you with this because it's a true story and it might help somebody who's in the audience. For a long time, I went through a very severe depression. And for me, depression was not being sad. For me, depression was not feeling anything at all the time. And after about a year of that, I became really obsessed with the idea of killing myself. But I realized I was never going to do that. And I realized that when I took stock of the fact that every time I get Chinese food, I get the brown rice. And people who are going to kill themselves never get the brown rice. Brown rice means there's hope. Brown rice means I want to stick around for tomorrow. This is the longest I've been off my cell phone in a long time. I'm Jeff Greenspan. Have a great night.
Jeff Greenspan, everybody.